Welcome, everybody, once again to another episode of Gipower Media. I'm your host, Douglas Ibole. You have seen it, the violence in Kenyan politics. You have seen the violence in these by-elections. You have seen the videos of people getting hurt, people bribing. You've seen videos of your leaders trespassing and causing mayhem and chaos in the electoral process. You have seen the insults, the dirty words. You've seen how politics has been made murky, dangerous, violent, and almost fatal in Kenya. I would like to tell you that this is by design. This is what the political class want Kenyan politics to be like. They want it to be violent. They want it to be unaccountable. They want it to be messy. They want it to be as bad as possible so that all and any other person who is looking from the outside can actually say, no, I do not want to be part of this. If this is what politics is and this is what elections and electioneering process is, I do not want to be part of this. I don't want to participate in becoming a leader or putting myself out there so that people can vote me in as a leader, because I do not want to bear the brunt and the force that comes with all this violence just for the sake of trying to do good for the people. This is all by design. And the political class, which is now full of criminals and goons, this is what they want. And this is how they operate in everything they do, in their daily lives and in office as well. It's all about shortcuts, violence, abuse, misuse. And the means justifies the ends. They don't care about anything else. All they care about is greed and power. And with that power, they're not even empowering the people. The only people they're empowering is themselves, their friends, and their family. This is a bad precedent for Kenya. This is wrong for the country. And it is wrong for the citizens to continue to participate in this process and to continue receiving these bribes and to continue to go to this, go to these meetings whereby they are part and parcel of the insults, they are part and parcel of the abuse, and they're part and parcel of the division. I believe there are better ways that Kenyans can engage politically, through city council meetings, through various meetings that are organized with the local representation and local organizations where these leaders can come in and actually tell the people what they believe in, what is their agenda, what is their party agenda, what is their ideology, what have they done if they're in government, what will they do if they get in government, what is their track record, what is their background, do they have a criminal background? If so, they have to be put aside, because we cannot trust criminals to be leaders and run everything effectively. Leadership requires a lot of responsibility, and leadership requires a lot of trust. We cannot entertain criminals being in leadership. And what we've seen from the recent by-elections is nothing but criminal behavior, both from the leaders who are vying and also from the leadership that is already in various posts in government. This cannot be allowed to continue, because this is going to ruin our country. And like I said, this is done by design so that it can make other people not join the process, and these criminals can continue doing whatever they do. I believe that Kenyans are smart, and we have to find new ways to actually circumvent this and elect the people that we want without participating in these harambes, without participating in these meetings, in these public meetings where these leaders are doing nothing but abusing and talking about things that are not even helpful to the people. It's all lies, and it's all a facade. Kenyans need to start identifying the leadership that they want. They need to engage this leadership. They need to finance these leaders to actually traverse and share their ideology and their promises to the people. They need to elect more independent candidates. These parties are really, really giving us a run for money, and they're really disappointing us. They've been in power for a long time. They've had structures for a long time, but they're not producing as they should. Kenyans feel shortchanged, and they need to do something immediately. Kenyans, find the leadership within your communities. Find the people who have integrity, people who have a track record of leadership, people who can actually be able to steer development in your areas, people who are trusted and their commitment is to the people in that area to make sure that they deliver, and people who are willing to be held accountable and are responsible. This is the only way we are going to change this country's politics and this country election process. This is just a by-election. Can you imagine the general election, what it would be like? Where you have leaders who are struggling to cling on to power and they will do anything to remain into power, and you have other people who are trying to get to power. We cannot run our politics on tribal basis. It will fail every time, and we shall never achieve anything, even in 100 years, even in 200 years. We need to take tribalism out of our politics. We need to take tribalism out of our party institution or political parties based on regional areas. Parties should be national. We need to make sure that everyone in Kenya is included in the political process and everyone is important. We need to unify as a country. We need to see the country as one, and we need to elect the best leaders that we can, and not the current crop of leadership. All of them, do not elect them. There are very few leaders currently who are worth electing, but majority of them, we need to discard them. Failure to do that, Kenya will undergo another 10, 20 years of the same old nonsense, and we'll be complaining, and you'll be complaining about the leadership and lack of accountability. And it will get worse before it gets better. So take this time to organize yourself as communities. Take this time to organize yourself as Kenyans, to think as Kenyans, to think as one, to think as one people, and to think as one people heading in a particular direction. And to go there, we must all band together to make sure that that is possible. Each and every one of us has unique abilities and talents that can be used to get us where we need to go. That is the spirit, and that is the motto. Let's change our politics. Let's change how we do politics. Do not take bribes. Do not attend these politicians' meetings. Do not take any instructions from them to cause violence. Do not be paid to kill and hurt others, because what goes around eventually comes around, and it will come back and it will hurt you. This is Kipao Media, and I'm your host, Douglas Ipole. Until I see you next time. Smoky.